question. I can answer any. No, we did not. I don't know. You know Harry. How you been? Good. Hey. I don't know. Life surviving. Yeah. We didn't get any. Do we have the headsets? Yeah. That's too bad. Do we have headsets out? Wait. Yes, they're right here. Oh. Great. Ryder said his meeting ran late with his teacher. Briar, my roommate went to Briar. They're like 18 and 2.
Did you steal one? I know we did like 6 straight. You can do it too.
Okay. Brother!
Where's Vanessa? Vanessa, you're out here. Hiding. No.
Good? Yeah, I'm doing alright. For the most part. Yeah. One of y'all want to jump on this camera?
Hey, I think you guys can go out there. Yeah, come on down.
We're gonna wait for our names coming.
Oh, okay.
Super seniors. Congratulations.
Thank
you.
So excited. I don't have one.
I have a hair tie. Shapard, y'all can come on out. Oh, and if you want Gracie or...
Yeah, Grace, come on.
Where's my brother? Oh, there he is. Found him. He's here for one. Look at him. He's finally here. Hey, Phoebe, he made it. I know. Thank you, Will.
Yeah, we all did.
I got one by myself.
So guys, you're gonna walk up to your parent, and then the kid will bring over the gift, and then you're gonna actually turn your back to the crowd, and Cindy's gonna take a picture because of how the sun is. Okay, and then you'll turn back around and face the crowd. After the picture. Everybody got it? Yep. What if no one claps? It's just like silence.
No one cares.
Senior Will Kaiser. You hear like a cricket?
I like to make my own noises. I'm like, ooh.
You're like, let me hear it.
Like, can I get a hell yeah?
Okay, catch
You're like,
rabbit.
no one like sends it back.
Catch rabbit.
You're starting to sweat.
I think we're ready.
Oh my god, those bitches are horrible.
Will.
Oh, look at them. They look like
I like how Aaron
retards.
Oh god, I hope so. Where else does she play? We're playing doubles.
They look like retards.
She should be nice. Annabelle probably.
We'll talk to you later.
That's cute. I'm so serious.
Okay, I'm glad you agreed with like.
Oh yeah. Oh my god, 100%
Some student
better.
were at break and I couldn't find you. You're at this.
Surface day.
Services day. I was just like, I need some break.
Yeah, no, I agree 100%.
I feel awkward holding it.
I know. I was like, I like ran through. I was like, I think it's worth it. Yeah. And I was like, okay, we're about ready. It's gonna be on Charger Vision, so make sure you smile. What if I was like dead? I was like,
you're like,
I was like, I'm so awkward.
I was like,
I was like,
like Addison.
Your last one, you're like,
First.
and last. Oh. That's all I was like,
Exhale. What if we held hands out there?
What if
Like,
we,
we
like,
wave.
what
We're
if-
like,
what if we like rebel? You're supposed to go one by one. We like went all together. We're like, no, we're united.
they're like,
we just
what?
hug each other and then you see it.
I know, and we like just walk off
Like
with
the
our
Mockingjay.
followers.
Parents, if you'll look this way, we're starting. You're on Charger Vision. Okay, we're starting. Why do I have to
1, 2, 3.
I know, you do it first. It sucks.
Thank you.
Welcome everyone to Heritage Hall Chargers Tennis Senior Day. Our first senior today is Phoebe Shapard.
Happy
Phoebe is the daughter of Kim and Bill Shapard. She has attended Heritage Hall for 10 years. Next year, Phoebe is attending Austin College, where she will play tennis and plans to major in English with a minor in education. Phoebe's favorite tennis memory is when her grandmother encouraged her behind the fence at State when she was in a third set and said, "It's just a game, it's just a game." Phoebe has never forgotten that moment and will carry that with her forever. She would like to thank Coach Jenny for teaching her how to never give up, and would also like to thank her granddad and the rest of her family for always coming out to support her. Congratulations, Phoebe.
What about the thank you now?
I would think.
Our next senior today is Ryan Thompson. Ryan is the daughter of Brooks and Michelle Thompson. This is Ryan's third year at Heritage Hall. She will be attending Oklahoma State University next fall and plans to play tennis and major in computer engineering. Ryan's favorite tennis memory is from the state tournament her sophomore year. After a tough loss in the finals, the amount of love and support she received was overwhelming. It made her feel so special and part of the Heritage Hall community. She would like to thank her mom, coaches, God, and just for the privilege of being able to play for Heritage Hall. It has been a true blessing. Congratulations, Ryan. Our final senior today is Will Kaiser.
Here you go, Will.
Will is the son of Vanessa Bentwood and David Dotchin and Nick Kaiser. Will has attended Heritage Hall since the 6th grade. He will be attending college at Holy Cross and also playing tennis. Will's favorite memory was winning state as a freshman individually and as a team. He would like to thank all of his coaches, parents, and friends, more specifically Coach Chris, Coach Whitney, Brian, and Logan. Congratulations, Will. Thank you everyone for supporting our seniors today. We'll be getting our match started against McGuinness here in about 5 minutes. Stick around for some great tennis.
Did she not proofread it?
So like, look.
Good luck.
What an amazing day to have a tennis match, Will.
Yeah, this is a beautiful day. These are the days you look forward to as a tennis player coming out. No wind, 72 degrees.
It's beautiful. We're at the tennis center that actually was initially the Betsy Braver Tennis Complex. Started a number of years ago and then enhanced and added on with the Marnie Davis Kennedy Clubhouse back behind us. It's just a phenomenal facility. If you ever have a chance to come and catch a match or just come up and tour the facility, it's really amazing. Will, why don't you talk about our feature matches today and who we have on court 1 and 2?
Today on court 1 here we have Will Kaiser. We're going against McGuinness here. Will's been a great player for us throughout his 4 years here at Heritage Hall, and next year he's continuing on to Holy Cross. And on court 2, we've got a women's match. We have Ryan Thompson and Phoebe Shapard. Phoebe's continuing her tennis career playing college tennis at Austin College, and Ryan is planning to attend to walk on to OSU this fall. So we're looking for some 2 great matches here against McGuinness, and yeah.
Well, that sounds great. I'm really looking forward to it. We're going to go to a commercial, and then we'll be back with tennis in just a minute or 2.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction.
The world's finest automobiles, featured at Oklahoma City's finest dealership, Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City. During the grand opening event, lease a new 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 SUV for $459 a month. Mercedes-Benz luxury in a new location. It's the grandest of openings.
Hi, I'm Todd Bondy, operating partner at Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, and I'd like to personally invite you to the grand opening of our brand new state-of-the-art facility in Edmond off the Broadway extension.
Yeah, because I remember he had.
Okay, I guess we're back at the Betsy Braver Tennis Complex, and we're getting ready for some tennis coming up. While we're waiting, we might just talk a little bit about the coaches today for today's match. The boys' coach is Brian Bogert, and Will, give us a little rundown on what Brian's done in relation to tennis here at Heritage Hall.
Brian came in here, his first year was back in 2011, and I started playing tennis here, or his first year here was in 2010, I started playing in 2011, and Brian's been great ever since we got here, you know. He took us all under his wing. He kind of gave us all a new mentality coming into tennis season. Because before Brian got here, our culture wasn't that great. When Brian got here, he really instilled the winner's mentality and culture. And we've won state, I think, 6 times since he's been here. So, you know, it's been great for us just learning how to win matches with Brian.
Well, and for those of you who don't know, Will Kennedy, my co-announcer here, played tennis here at Heritage Hall for 4 years. And tell us a little bit about your career here at Heritage Hall, Will.
My career started, like I said, here in 2011 was the first year. And first 2 years were a learning experience for me. And we had a great team, so I didn't play in state my first 2 years, but, you know, I got great experience working with Brian, the seniors when I was here, and I ended up playing 2 singles my junior year and 1 doubles my senior year, and we ended my senior year at the state championship with Truett, Scott's son here, so, you know, it was a fun experience, but it all came from my foundations, learning how to win matches with Brian, so it's been an awesome run.
That's awesome. One thing that I was kind of reminiscing about earlier today, Will, is when you and Truett, I think, were juniors, Truett, my son, and Will played doubles together a lot, and when you guys were juniors, you had gone to Tulsa Union and seen this really neat complex they had there, and came back to Brian and said, "Hey, Brian, why can't we have one of those?" And that's where the kind of genesis in my mind of the Marnie Davis Kennedy tennis clubhouse came from. And obviously it took a lot of hard work and fundraising coordinated by Brian, and the patrons for Heritage Hall were very generous in getting that done. But the actual initial idea I'm going to have to give to Will Kennedy and Truett Maxwell.
Yeah, Truett, I remember we were practicing one day, and Truett came up to me, and he was like, you know, after going to Tulsa, he was like, we really need to push Brian on this idea. So since then, we were like, hey, we're the best team in the state in our mind, so, you know, we should have the facility of one. And that's kind of where the ball got rolling, and, you know, ever since then, it just, I think it fell into place my freshman year of college. So I think 2015 was when it opened up, and, you know, it's been awesome.
That's great. Okay, well, Brian, just a little background on his high school career. He played here, Brian Bogert, in 92 through 95, and they actually won state team titles all 4 years he was in high school. He also was very successful individually, won a 2 singles championship both his sophomore and junior year, and then runners-up at #1 singles his senior year. So he had a great run here at Heritage Hall, and like Will said, he's been coaching here and really has just transformed this program from a great program to an amazing program. So anyway, we're certainly fortunate to have him. And then on the girls' side, we have Jenny Ferguson, and Jenny has been a coach here not quite as long as Brian. It seems like Jenny's coached here. Let's see.
Jenny came on during my tenure during my career, so I think she came on in about 2013.
Okay,
maybe right.
So this will be your 6th or 7th season here, and the girls have had success both before Jenny got here, and she's carried that right on through, and they've won a couple state championships under her tenure, 2015, 2018, runner-up in 2017. So she's done an amazing job here as well. We might shoot back to one more commercial, and then we'll have live tennis here coming up.
trading time at Joe Cooper Ford. That means you can trade the keys to your old truck for the keys to a new F-150, lower your monthly payment, and make no payment for 90 days.
You can do that?
Yes, you can. Joe outsells other Ford dealers by 2 to 1 because he always has the lowest prices. And in fact, Joe guarantees to beat any other Ford dealer's price by at least $500, or he'll give you $10,000 cash. And with 3 locations, Joe has 3 times the selection to choose from. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford.
All right, we're back at Heritage Hall. Ready for some tennis action. We would like to thank some of our sponsors while we have a few minutes. First off, thanks to Quail Creek Bank for supporting us again this year. It's really a great connection to your better banking. Visit Quail Creek Bank at www.quailcreek.bank, member FDIC. We might also throw a shout out to our Charger Vision crew. Will and I's job is really easy. We basically come here 10 minutes ahead of time, sit down, put a headset on. But none of this would be possible without Luke Steelman's great production and the producer today. Why don't you tell us a little bit about the staff here today, Will?
For our producer today, we got Ryder Bates. He graduates in 2020. We've got Luke Steelman, who's our director. He's been great. He's been here since well before I was in high school. We've got Price Brown here, who's graduated with me. He's our camera facilitator. He kind of tells us what to do. And we've got Stephen Gilmore, who's our other camera facilitator.
All right, and Charger Vision does an amazing thing for this school. It's really a great multimedia production, and you know, it's just great to see the kids in action. And they do a lot of the basketball games, football games. Typically, try to get out and do some of the spring sports as well. And we're certainly honored to be a part of that. You know, if any of the Charger patrons want to support this great cause, I certainly do. You know, you can contact Luke Steelman and help support Charger Vision, because it really is an amazing thing to be able to sit home in the comfort of your own living room and watch some of these sporting events.
Okay, we're going to like to thank another one of our sponsors here. Charger Vision would like to thank Venue Catering for their continued support. They take amazing care of our students every day at lunch and serve the state's best gourmet concessions.
Why don't we talk while we're watching them warm up a little bit here, or I guess we're watching an empty court. Here we are. We'll talk a little bit about how the girls have done so far this year. It looks like they're 3-0 in their dual matches. They've beaten Carl Albert, Deer Creek, and Edmond Memorial. And tell us how they've done in their tournaments this year so far, Will.
So I know the guys last week had won the Tournament of Champions. So Tournament of Champions here is you got your two top teams in 4A, 2 top teams in 5A, and 2 top teams in 6A. So arguably the hardest tournament here in the state, other than the state tournament. And Chargers haven't had the most success in that tournament since I've been here, but they got the win this last week, and that was one of the most impressive wins I've seen in my career here.
Yeah, the Tournament of Champions, as Will said, is the top teams from the last year's state tournaments in each of the top divisions in tennis in the state of Oklahoma. So to win that tournament is a pretty amazing accomplishment. The girls and I guess we're third in tournament champions, and the boys won.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, it looks like we're just getting the McGuinness teams coming. Obviously, they had to come across town from school, so they're arriving. They'll be warming up, and then we'll be going to some live tennis. We might cut to another commercial, and then we'll be back.
Gorion. All right, we're back here at Charge Division. We've got the one singles Will Kaiser warming up here. Will Kaiser is going against James Fritz from McGuinness. And we're going to talk about some keys to the match here. So Will Kaiser, throughout his career, you know, he's been a player who can really grind people down. He's not going to overpower anyone, but, you know, Will Kaiser's ground strokes are some of the best in the state, and that's what's allowed him to play college tennis next year. So what I'm looking for from Will Kaiser today is to really grind his opponent down, kind of work his shots, and eventually we're hoping his player will break down. We're not looking for some overpowering here, but just great tennis from the baseline and more of just working down, kind of like a David Ferrer type style. I'm not too familiar with James Fritz from McGuinness, but he's got the Roger Federer one-handed backhand here, so kind of excited to see what he's going to do here. But, you know, like I said, just as long as Will can stay in the rallies and kind of grind his opponent down, usually that leads to success for him.
Yeah, well, traditionally, McGuinness has been strong both on the girls' and boys' side of tennis. So I think it'll be a good match. Will's going to be a tough matchup for anybody.
Mm-hmm.
So James probably has his hands full, but, you know, I'm sure being the number one player for McGuinness, he's going to be a strong player, but Will's going to be a tough out for anybody. Well, while we're watching him warm up here, we might just mention a couple more of our sponsors today. The knee, you know, if you have any knee, hip, shoulder pain, don't stick it out. The SSM Health Bone and Joint Hospital at St. Anthony can help you with any sports injuries or those everyday aches and pains in your neck, back, hips, shoulders, ankles. Wherever you have pain, they can help you out. Of course, Charger Vision would like to thank its presenting sponsor, Fuzzy's Taco Shop. There's no better game day restaurant. Fresh, fast, and fun. Stop in at Chisholm Creek after the game or visit one of their other locations. They have locations in Bricktown, Edmond, Norman, Stillwater, and now in Moore. Fuzzy's, welcome to your new addiction.
Always love me some Fuzzies, huh?
Yeah, Fuzzy's is hard to beat.
Yeah.
They great food, great service. Everybody's smiling in there. Makes you feel right at home.
Oh, yeah.
Looks like they're taking serves, so typically we should be just minutes away from taking off on this match.
Yeah. Looks like we're about to get started here on court one. Finishing up serve, spinning for the first serve.
Okay, we'll be cutting over a little bit to court 2 as well. And on court 2, we have the #1 doubles, women's doubles match with Shapard and Thompson going against the McGuinness doubles team of Harris and Hill.
Okay, first ball's coming in here on court 1. Will Kaiser to return first. So looking here in the return games, we're looking for Will to maybe break once or twice per set. So don't be too surprised if James holds serve here.
Yeah, typically in boys singles, serve is a pretty dominant feature. So let serve, so it'll be second serve.
It's a great return there by Will. Always take those free points.
He's got better eyes than I do. Everybody knew it was out except me.
15-30.
Oh,
that's nice, beautiful.
Yeah, a real nice rally. Will hits really nice top spin.
That's what Will will break down his opponents. You know, see, he has some defense there, and that last shot he's able to just put another ball back in play miraculously and give himself 2 break points here. And there we have it. First break of serve. 1-0 for Will.
We can probably cut to a commercial and we'll be back in just a little bit.
Since 2014, our fans have been the backbone of the club. Fans keep supporting us on the field, in the community, and are the driving force of our success. Our fans create an exciting atmosphere that drives charisma, excellence, and passion. Energy fans, we thank you and welcome you to year number 5.
We're changing healthcare and our name. Now we are SSM Health St. Anthony. But who we are on the inside is still the same. A community of saints in action who have always been a part of SSM Health, making healthcare more accessible when and where you need it. SSM Health St. Anthony. We are saints in action.
All right, we're back here. Will Kaiser serving at 1-0.
A little deep.
So good return there by James.
15 all. Just a little back. So 15-30.
It's a little opening here for James. Let's see if Will can get a first serve in here. It's a great play there by Will. Stayed patient.
James hit a couple really good backhands there.
He did, yeah.
His form on that one-handed backhand's impressive.
That Roger Federer-esque.
Yeah. It's pretty.
30 all here. That's beautiful. 40-30 here, game point. It's a good way to dig yourself out of a little hole there.
Yeah, like you said, he just wears you down. Plays great defensive tennis.
Yeah, great.
Pretty good return, James, there to bring it back to deuce.
Yeah, anytime you get a look at a second serve, you know, you'll have a decent chance. And when you're down a break, you're going to have to start going for him. So we'll need some first serves here. And there it is. It's a great first serve. Gets the point. Another chance at game point. That's some great playing there by James. There's another game point for Will coming up here. Let's look for a first serve, close out of this game. There's a great forehand there.
It was well done. Kept him really deep, pinned on that baseline.
There's a 2-0 lead for Will Kaiser. You know, when you get that early break, it really frees up the rest of your return games. You can typically go for some big shots.
Well played by James.
There's another free point. Yeah, look for Will to have an aggressive style of play here with the lead.
I mean, as much as James wants to get that second serve in, he knows that Will is going to really tee off on it if he doesn't do something pretty significant. James has a 30-15 lead in this game. Really good shot there.
Yeah, and that's beautiful. Look for Will to be able to open up the court by going to James's backhand, because Will definitely has the advantage from backhand to backhand.
30-all.
Beautiful touch there. Another break point to go up a double break lead. Look for an aggressive return here. Yeah, and that's just a good first serve. That's what a first serve can do for a tennis player. You know, it can really bail you out of any point in the match where you feel like you just need something.
I don't have that, Will.
See, there's another great first serve.
Yeah, deep to his backhand. So James Fritz for McGuinness has a advantage, add in, game point to hold serve. That was a really good point by James and a good game. So it's 2-1 Will, up one break, and they're going to be changing sides. We're going to stay here, and we'd like to recognize some of the rest of the Charger Vision crew. We've got Ethan Steelman, Hugh Moon, and Arshia Gorion. Again, without this crew that works really hard on the setup, you know, and running the show and then breaking it all down, we wouldn't be able to bring any of this to you. So we really appreciate their hard work. Speaking of hard work, I would also like to recognize the assistant coaches that we have for both the boys and girls. On the girls' side, we have Simran Sethi. She graduated in OU in May and played for the Sooners all 4 years. She's been awesome to the staff, awesome addition to the staff as far as Jenny's concerned, and we really appreciate all her hard work.
It was a great first serve by Will. Start off this 2-1 lead. That's just great tennis there. 30-love lead for Will here. That's a great point there. See how Will brought James out to the backhand side, and James' backhand is vulnerable, and Will knows that, so by opening up that side of the court, it just puts James on the run and makes it so Will can play some offense.
Go, Beebs. Go right.
Yeah, and that's just one of those shots where, you know, you got to tip your hat over to the other side.
Yeah, that's a shot. If you make the shot, it's a great shot. Miss it, you're going to lose a point. So
that's a great serve. Once again, the power of the first serve comes through for a 3-1 lead.
Will just does not give very many points away. I mean, as an opponent, you have to win the point at least a couple times before you're actually going to get a point on you.
Yeah. That's the thing about defense. There's another double fault there for James for left 15. An interesting tidbit here. The other day in Indian Wells, Roger Federer was playing, and they asked him if he would teach his son a one-handed backhand or two-handed, and he said, you know, it's easier to hit two-handed, and I would advise starting all tennis players off with a two-handed backhand, which is interesting.
Yeah, because he's got the best one-handed backhand ever.
That one sails long, left 30. Yeah, you would think Roger Federer would promote the one-hander, but no, he was pretty adamant on having his kids start off with a two-handed backhand. Oh, that's just great tennis. Triple break point here for Will to go up 4-1.
Yeah, he had him on the defense the whole time and didn't try to do too much, but hit that last shot really deep to the backhand, came in, and even if James had gotten that back, Will was in a perfect position to put it away.
Yeah, we're seeing that common theme there. Will's able to open up the court by going to James's backhand. And there we have the double break for a 4-1 lead.
While we're switching sides, we might cut to a commercial, and we'll be back in just a minute.
When you walk into Fuzzy's Taco Shop, you'll know you're in the right place. With the best Baja-style menu in town, we'll have the whole family addicted.
Order up.
Nachos, tacos, burritos, it doesn't matter. It's like an explosion of flavor in your mouth. We know you've had a long day, and you deserve a break. So, bring the crew to one of the Fuzzy's Taco Shop locations in Norman, Oklahoma City, or Stillwater. Welcome to your new addiction. Eat me.
The world's finest automobiles, featured at Oklahoma City's finest dealership, Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City. During the grand opening event, lease a new 2018 Mercedes-Benz GLC 300 SUV for $459 a month. Mercedes-Benz luxury in a new location. It's the grandest of openings.
Hi, I'm Todd Bondy, operating partner at Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, and I'd like to personally invite you to the grand opening of our brand new state-of-the-art facility in Edmond off the Broadway extension.
We're back.
There's just another example of how Will's just so good from the back of the court. that's just beautiful.
That was really good.
You know, I think Will's offense really came from Logan Collins, adding him to the staff. He's one of our assistant coaches here. He played at Marquette University, and he's got a huge game. He just power tennis, big first serve, big forehand, and adding him really gave Will that extra edge to his game. Oh, sailed that one a little long. 30-15. Another little error there for a 30-all. Little tight situation. See if he can get a first serve here and get out of it. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Yeah, he real patient there and just worked the court, and then finally got one that he could unload on.
Just a little wide there. It's okay. When you're up a double break, you know, we'll give you some leeway. You can go for the lines a little bit.
He's certainly capable of stringing 3 or 4 points together. So he's definitely not out of this game.
Oh, that's one of those ones where you just gotta say sorry to. So we've got a add out point here for break point. Got to break a serve back for 4-2.
That was a really good return by James.
Yeah, and you know, whenever you get one of those little let core balls falls over, that's all you need sometimes to be able to get back into a match.
Again, Will's working that backhand and keeping it deep in the court, making it really difficult for James to do anything with that.
Yeah, and that's just beautiful tennis.
That was a fun point.
Yeah. Some defense to offense there. That's great tennis. Love 30. Another triple break point chance here for 5-2. I think Will's a little upset about giving that last break back. Great second serve there. Kicked up on Will a little high on the backhand side. Caused an error. Oh, those are the ones you want back. Second serve, break point. You want to look to put those ones in play. And there's the break, 5-2.
We'll be switching sides. It looks to me like the Heritage Hall #1 women's doubles team just won the first set. I believe it might have been 6-0. Ryan Thompson and Phoebe Shapard taking down the McGuinness team of Harris and Hill. So I think they're in the first game of their second set.
Here we have Logan Collins, one of the assistant coaches I was talking to you about here, talking to Will Kaiser on this changeover. He's the one who implemented this offensive game into Will. Now we'll have Will serve for the first set.
Yeah, as far as coaching goes, there will be a bit of a change next year in the Heritage Hall coaching. For the boys team, Michael Bischoff came on this year as the director of tennis, and Brian will be transitioning the head coach job also to him next year. So the tennis teams are in good hands, and the future is bright for Heritage Hall tennis.
Yeah, and it's I think Brian was about ready to hand the keys off, and Michael's the right guy. You know, we did some kind of recruiting for coaches, if you could say, and he became the perfect candidate, hired him on, and it's been great. Here we have love all. There's a great point there from Will, just working the forehand to forehand rally. Got the point, 15 love. $30 love, 2 more points here. Yeah, that's just another great point there. This has just been one-way traffic for Will Kaiser here. We've got triple game point to close out the first set. Yep, and there's the first set, 6-2 for Will Kaiser.
He makes it so tough. I mean, James hit 2 or 3 really good shots that against anybody else were going to be point, but Will just keeps getting things back and makes it really tough on somebody.
We're going to cut over to commercial break here while the first set just ended.
All right, we're back at the Betsy Braver Tennis Center and watching McGuinness Heritage Hall tennis match. Will Kaiser and James Fritz playing #1 singles. Will Kaiser just won the first set 6-2, and this is the first game, second set.
That's just great stuff there. We got a love 30 here for Will, so another chance to maybe get another break.
Getting a break in the first game put James in a pretty big hole here.
Yeah, that's what you don't want to do.
It's a good second serve. 15-30.
We've got 2 more break points coming up here for Will Kaiser to take the 1-love lead. Look for some aggressive positioning here, you know. Got the set under your belt. You got 2 break points. This is usually when you can just kind of unload. Second serve. And there's a gift. So that's the first game break. Will Kaiser's up 1-0.
So we're going to change sides, and we're going to mention a few more of our sponsors.
We want to give a big thank you to Texadelphia Social Grill, a presenting sponsor of Charger Vision since 2013. Tex-Mex meets Philly cheesesteaks, and your taste buds are the winner. Stop by Lower Bricktown location and make every day a Texadelphia day.
I want to give an extra special thanks to one of our most exciting sponsors, Heyday Entertainment. It's jam-packed with family fun, a bi-level laser tag arena with bridges and ramps, mini golf, ropes course, arcade, and pizza. Visit them in Lower Bricktown or Norman and watch the game the Heyday way. Heyday Entertainment in Norman or Lower Bricktown.
Oh, that's just beautiful. We keep saying it, but you know, Will Kaiser's forehand and backhand are just 2 things of beauty. .30-love lead here at 1-0.
I just get the feeling from James' perspective, he just feels like he has to do more and more as this match goes on to win points, which then makes him more prone to make mistakes.
Yeah, and that's exactly right. You know, when you play against a player of Will's caliber, he's one of the best players in the state. When you get down a set or a break, you know, it weighs on you mentally, and you just start wanting to overhit. More errors come. It's just tough playing these great players like Will. And there we have our 2-love lead here.
I want to give a shout out to the team moms this year. The boys team, this is a huge job, and the team moms over the years have done a great job supporting the team. The boys team's mom this year is Vanessa Donchin is the only senior mom, and Robin Ziders is back for her 5th year of tennis momming, as Harris is now a freshman. So that may be a record. By the time he's finished, she may be team mom for 9 consecutive years.
Yeah, she started my senior year, you know, and we appreciated it deeply. Always kept us fed and hydrated. It was awesome. It's a big time commitment.
Team moms for the girls this year are Michelle Thompson and Kim Shapard. Once again, I'm sure that all those girls really appreciate the time and effort that they spend in keeping them in good shape.
That one just floated long on Will there. That's just one of those errors, you know, when you have a lead, you're just kind of like, you just kind of start to, it can kind of creep up on you, the errors a little bit. There's a great play there from James, looking to get his first game here. Great first serve. Oh, that was out a little bit. It's a great return winner there for Will. It's one of those ones where I was saying earlier, James can just kind of tip his hat over because it's not much you can do when people hit a clean winner like that.
Really good return there.
Yeah, that's great stuff. Looks like Will got his second break of this set for a 3-love lead.
We're going to talk about a few more of our sponsors while we have a minute. Give a shout out to another amazing sponsor, Energy FC Soccer. Kick it with the city's best soccer team. Single game and season tickets available at 235-KICK or online at energyfc.com. Energy Soccer, and I've been to some of those games, and they are really fun. To have a Major League Soccer team of the caliber they are, really fun to watch. So go out and watch a soccer game.
Yeah, those are some fun games, you know. If you ever looking for something to do one night, you know, the energy games, they're frequent, and get a group of friends to go there, and they're pretty fun. So we've got Will serving here with a 3-love lead. Maybe look for James to be just real aggressive now. At this point, he's just kind of hoping for a lifeline.
That had so much topspin on it.
Yeah, that's just great. Those one-handed backhands, it's hard to handle those high topspin balls, you know, because typically with a two-hander you have more power. That's just great play there.
One thing that I have noticed about Will that's pretty impressive, if he does make an error, it does not seem to faze him at all. He just moves on to the next point and doesn't let it compound into multiple points, mentally anyway.
That's just a great winner there. 40-love lead here in this game for Will. Oh, that's a good shot there from James. That was the right play. (40-15).
Really a well-played point by James there. Half a dozen really solid ground strokes, and Will made an error.
That's what it takes to beat Will. You know, you're just gonna have to stick with him, keep rallying with him, and maybe you'll have a shot there. There's the game. So we have 4-0.
It seems like James plays more of a power game, and to really have any chance against Will, you're really going to have to be patient and wait on your opportunities.
Yeah, that's exactly right. You know, by watching this game, he's got a really big forehand, so he's going to look to run around these backhands and crank some forehands. But Will's done a great job keeping him honest, keeping him on that backhand side.
That's a really good second serve. Get a point. 15-love.
That's just another good first serve right there for a 30-love lead this game.
Will's a little frustrated with himself there. He's kind of maybe lost his focus for just a few seconds.
Yeah, when you get up the one set double break lead, it can kind of happen. James got game points here, trying to get his first game in the second set. Probably his most solid game, I'd say, so far. And there's a good game there for James for a 4-1 lead for Will.
Okay, we're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be back with more tennis in just a minute.
It's truck trading time at Joe Cooper Ford. That means you can trade the keys to your old truck for the keys to a new F-150, lower your monthly payment, and make no payment for 90 days.
You can do that?
Yes, you can. Joe outsells other Ford dealers by 2 to 1 because he always has the lowest prices. And in fact, Joe guarantees to beat any other Ford dealer's price by at least $500, or he'll give you $10,000 cash. And with 3 locations, Joe has 3 times the selection to choose from. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford.
And we're back here at the Marnie Davis Kennedy Clubhouse. Charge Division would like to give a thank to a longtime sponsor, Mercedes-Benz of Oklahoma City, for their support. Visit them downtown or online at mercedes-benzofokc.com. Mercedes-Benz of OKC, the best or nothing.
And I'll have to second that. I've got a Mercedes-Benz SUV, and I really enjoyed it. And the service department is great. Like it a little better now that it's a little closer to where I live. But it's a great car.
Yeah, they just built a world-class facility over there off Broadway. Ooh, that's just a beautiful drop shot there from Will. Love to see that. Just a great first serve there for a 30-love lead.
We're going to mention another sponsor. A huge thank you to Stanley's Graduation Services, offering Jostens products and conveniently located in Edmond for all your high school graduation needs, class rings, letter jackets, announcements, and championship rings, which we've gotten a lot here at Heritage Hall. Will has several of those. Celebrating moments that matter. Stanley's Graduation Services.
Got a 30-15 lead here at 4-1. See if Will can just get this game, close out the set. That one floated long there on James. We got double game point here. There's a great point for a 5-1 lead.
Another sponsor I'd like to thank is Charger Vision is sponsored also by Joe Cooper Ford. Thanks for their support. Visit Edmond, Yukon, Shawnee, or Tulsa showrooms. Check them out online at joecooperford.com to find your new ride. Joe Cooper Ford, home of the 10K deal.
That's a great return there by Will. See, James gave that kind of look of disbelief, but, you know, like I said, it's one of those ones you just got to tip your cap.
Yeah, there's nothing he could have done about that. That was from deep to the baseline, all the way back to the baseline.
Yeah, you can kind of get the sense that Will has a little smell of the finish line here. He's got one game away from winning it all.
Another sponsor we'd like to thank is RS Fuel Convenience Store. Make a pit stop on the south side of Memorial between Portland and May Avenue. High performance fuel for your car and for you.
That one a little wide there. Look for Will to have a chance to break here and win the match.
That's the
there
match.
We have it.
6-2, 6-1.
We'll take it to commercial break here after that win.
Since 2014, our fans have been the backbone of the club. Fans keep supporting us on the field, in the community, and are the driving force of our success. Our fans create an exciting atmosphere that drives charisma, excellence, and passion. Energy fans, we thank you and welcome you to year number 5.
We're changing healthcare and our name. Now we are SSM Health St. Anthony. But who we are on the inside is still the same. A community of saints in action who have always been a part of SSM Health, making healthcare more accessible when and where you need it. SSM Health St. Anthony. We are saints in action.
We are back at the beautiful Heritage Hall campus and the Betsy Braver Tennis Complex, right next to the Marnie Davis Kennedy Clubhouse. And we're just finished up a match of Will Kaiser from Heritage Hall beating James Fritz of McGuinness 6-2, 6-1. We're now looking at the number 1 doubles women's match, Heritage Hall and McGuinness, and we have Phoebe Shapard and Ryan Thompson taking on the McGuinness team of Harris and Hill. I believe Heritage Hall won the first set 6-0. I believe Heritage Hall is up. We're going to change the score here. They're up 5-0 in the second set, so they are doing quite well.
It's never a result I had here, but I always hope for one of those.
So we'll see if the Heritage Hall ladies can close this out 6-0, 6-0.
Serving for the match here is Ryan Thompson.
I just had a visit from my granddaughter, Brooklyn. She would not share her graham cracker with me, though.
It's a great way to start off the last game of the match, 15-love lead.
Coach Ferguson, Jenny Ferguson, told me that the team competition, their teams, the teams that they're hoping to take down this year, or the most competitive or worried about the most this year, are Bishop Kelly and Cassia Hall. It's kind of the typical triad between Heritage Hall, Cassia Hall, and Bishop Kelly, and the girls tennis in this classification every year.
There's a double fault there from Ryan. Still got a chance here to close out the match, 6-0, 6-0. There we have it. 6 love, 6 love for your Charger girls, 1 doubles. It's a great way to close out your senior night, huh?
Absolutely. That's nice. And both those girls are going to be playing college tennis next year, we mentioned earlier.
Yep, we've got Ryan's walking on to OSU, and we've got Phoebe going to play at Austin College.
So that's a pretty tough matchup in high school tennis, playing 2 girls that are going to be playing college tennis next year.
Yeah, it's always tough.
So good luck to the McGuinness doubles team the rest of the year. And good luck to James, Fritz.
We're going to look to have Will Kaiser come sit in here for an interview. I think he's talking to his coaches. We'll have him over here in a little bit.
Good, good.
I think we'll take a short commercial break here.
We're back at the Betsy Braver Tennis Complex next to the Marnie Davis Kennedy Clubhouse, and I'm here with Will Kaiser, fresh off his victory of McGuinness over McGuinness. James Fritz, who is quite a good player, very accomplished. Will makes good players look less. He's just a tough out. We've talked about that a number of times during the broadcast. Will, congratulations on your match.
Thank you.
So I just wanted to ask you a few questions. Tell me about how you picked Holy Cross as far as your next venture.
That's a good question. I was actually in Boston playing a showcase at Harvard, and I had already set up like an official visit with Villanova. So, I mean, I kind of had thought I was originally going to go there, but, I took the visit and I didn't love it like I thought I would. And then there were a couple schools that were interested in me after that showcase. And, like, it was, like, Tufts, Holy Cross, and a few other schools. So I took an official to Holy Cross, and I actually really loved it. So.
Okay, that sounds really exciting. What's the enrollment of Holy Cross? How big a school is that?
It's pretty small. I think it's like 5,000 around that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my oldest daughter played field hockey in college, and she went to Cassidy, which I hate to even mention that around here, but she went to Davidson College, which was quite a small school, but compared to Cassidy, it seemed really big to her. So, Holy Cross being a relatively small college will seem plenty big there.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And but the one thing that she really enjoyed about playing college sports was, even though she didn't know anybody going in, just immediately she had a kind of a family of the sports team. And I suspect it'll be the same for you. Going in, I'm assuming they play tennis fall and spring, so probably we'll get right after it right when you get there.
Yeah.
Okay. And your plans for, it seems like tennis season never ends, so I'm assuming you probably have some plans for the summer to do some things as well.
I mean, just a lot of tournaments, a lot of practice, kind of what I'm used to every summer. Yeah.
Gotcha. What have you decided what you want to study in college yet, or is it a little too early?
Yeah, I want to do like pre-med, so.
Excellent.
Actually in med school, yeah.
Well, that's the path I went. It's a long path, but it's really good. And if you ever need any contacts or anything, let me know. I'll be happy to hook you up if I can.
For sure.
So tell me a little bit about your year so far. I know a little bit about it, but tell me about the Tournament of Champions. That's quite an impressive accomplishment.
Thank you. Well, yeah, I knew it was going to be a tough tournament, and it's probably my favorite tournament. I've been lucky enough to win it every year I played, and it's never easy. There are a lot of really good players, and so it went my day that way. Or it went the way I wanted it that day.
As we've told the viewers earlier, the Tournament of Champions takes the top teams from each classification and invites them. So it's you're going literally every match is against one of the top players in their class of the state. So a very impressive win there. If I was going to ask you what your favorite Heritage Hall tennis moment or memory is, what would I say? What would you say?
I was asked this earlier, and I said it was probably my freshman year when I went undefeated and I won that last match at state. It was, the score wasn't very close, but with state, there's always just like tension whenever you're playing, no matter what match it is. So I was just really happy to get through that. Then we won as a team too. So it was just a really, really good day, and I just will always remember that.
Excellent. Who would you say, and I'm sure as you playing tennis all these years, there are multiple people, but if you're going to list 2 or 3 people that had the most influence in your tennis career, whether it's the actual strokes or the actual mental game, who would you say?
That's a tough question. I've had a lot of coaches that have helped me through a lot of different things at different parts of my life. So, I mean, it's very hard to just credit, a few people. I think there are a lot right now. Chris Hayworth is probably my main coach, I would say, yeah. And, he's been helping me a lot lately. I'm playing much better than I was before I came to him. So, I mean, obviously, like, strokes, like, they come and go, but, a good coach can really take you to the next level, so.
Yeah, I think I've been fortunate enough to watch you play, all 4 years of high school. And the thing that's been most impressive to me, obviously your strokes are amazing, but your mental, even as a freshman, your mental approach to the game, and it seems like, say if you make a mistake, you don't let that carry over to another point. You just kind of move forward. And I think for most of us tennis players, that's difficult. That may be the most difficult thing to do is the mental part of it. And I just wonder how you do that. What are you thinking to make yourself, just keep moving forward in a positive way?
Well, I love winning, and if you get hung up, like thankfully I'm able to kind of recompose and after errors, stuff like that. One isn't going to determine the match, but if you let it get to you, then it can determine games, and that can end up being the match. So I mean, I think I'm too competitive to let one thing get to me because I'm just so focused on the overall match and trying to win that. So. Okay.
Well, how do you think the team, the team lineup? Brian seems to always kind of work his Coach Bogert. I call him Brian, but seems to always kind of work magic on getting the right lineup and tweaking things a little bit. How's that? Do you think that's going to shake out this year again? I don't know how he juggles it up, but he always seems to come up with the right formula at the end.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely like a two-way street in that kind of you need a really good coach like Brian, and then obviously players that are good and willing to work and get better throughout the season. So I think there's a saying, peak in May, and I think we've really been able to do that every year that I've played. So it definitely takes a good coach like Brian and obviously a lot of commitment from us.
Well, I appreciate your time, and congratulations. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks.
Look forward to seeing you at state. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be back.
It's truck trading time at Joe Cooper Ford. That means you can trade the keys to your old truck for the keys to a new F-150, lower your monthly payment, and make no payment for 90 days. You can do that? Yes, you can. Joe outsells other Ford dealers by 2 to 1 because he always has the lowest prices. And in fact, Joe guarantees to beat any other Ford dealer's price by at least $500, or he'll give you $10,000 cash. And with 3 locations, Joe has 3 times the selection to choose from. Who loves you, Oklahoma?
Come see us at Joe Cooper Ford.
All right, I've got Phoebe and Ryan here, our Charger Girls 1 doubles. They just came off the court getting a great win. I'm going to ask them a few questions. All right, so Ryan, take me through that win there. What happened?
Well, I think, Phoebe and I played doubles, a little bit this year and last year, and we always have the time of our lives on court. And, this last match, I think we focused more on having fun rather than, like getting the win or whatever. But because Phoebe and I looked at each other before and we were like, this is our last match together. Like, this is crazy. So we just had a ball, I think.
Yeah, that's awesome. And it was a 6-0, 6-0 win there. So you're playing college tennis at OSU, is that correct?
I am, yeah. I'm very excited.
And so you're going to start there in the fall. And take us through your summer plans for tennis.
Ooh, lots of tennis, lots of training, lots of tournaments. So I'm looking, I gotta get ready for OSU. So I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, and so talk about some Heritage tennis and what it's done for your career, and just Coach Ferguson.
Wow, oh my God, Coach Jenny's been the best coach I've ever had. She just teaches me more about tennis, teaches me that it's more than just a game. It's something that it's like a lifestyle. It's something that you learn, and to give it your all the time. And Jenny's just taught me a lot of life lessons and stuff. And I think Heritage Tennis has really taught me more about the team aspect of it. Because I've always played individual. I've never played, except for high school tennis, like on a team. So I thought that was really cool. Just getting me ready for OSU.
Yeah.
I've never done it.
That's awesome. All right, Phoebe, take us through what you thought about that match.
Well, like Ryan said, this was like our last match together, so it was a little emotional for both of us. We really connected in Chattanooga. That was when we really shined, and there was one point in Chattanooga, first time playing together, we hit this overhead, and me and Ryan just freaked out, and like from that point on, we were just like, this is awesome, and we've just enjoyed every single minute of playing with each other.
Yeah, that's awesome. And speaking of Chattanooga, so Heritage goes there every year and plays in this national tournament. Kind of take me through that, what the experience is like.
Okay, so the experience is a little different than Oklahoma tennis. There's a lot of really competitive teams, and the mere fact that an Oklahoma team from a small school can hang with Kentucky and Missouri and all of these other teams is just really great to me.
And Phoebe here is playing college tennis down there in Austin, at Austin College, so take us through that.
It's going to be a little bit of a change, but I'm really excited. I'm playing a lot of tennis this summer to get ready for it, and I'm ready for it, take on the challenge.
Final question here, what's your favorite Heritage Hall experience for tennis-wise?
I've had a lot, but by far my favorite memory was playing with my little sister. She's a freshman. We played 1 doubles together at a tournament, and it was just fun, and the wind was insane. So I really loved playing with her.
And there you have it. There's your 1 doubles team. Now we'll take you to commercial break.
Since 2014, our fans have been the backbone of the club. Fans keep supporting us on the field, in the community, and are the driving force of our success. Our fans create an exciting atmosphere that drives charisma, excellence, and passion. Energy fans, we thank you and welcome you to year number 5.
We're changing healthcare and our name. Now we are SSM Health St. Anthony. But who we are on the inside is still the same. A community of saints in action who have always been a part of SSM Health, making healthcare more accessible when and where you need it. SSM Health St. Anthony. We are saints in action.
So we're back. This is Scott Maxwell and Will Kennedy. We're back at the Betsy Braver tennis facility, the Marnie Davis Kennedy Clubhouse, and 2 good wins, really good wins for Heritage Hall. Really appreciate all the sponsors that make this happen. you know, it wouldn't happen without that financial backing, and this is such a great experience for the players and the staff that are learning the multimedia stuff. Any last thoughts, Will?
Yeah, I just talk about Will Kaiser's match we just watched there, and that was just some great tennis. And like I said, his defensive abilities, be able to turn that into offense, was just beautiful to watch. And I'm excited to see what he'll do on the next level there in college. And this summer he'll be getting ready for that. So it was just cool to experience his senior night and be able to commentate on it.
Yeah, and what a great day. There are not too many days in Oklahoma in the spring that the weather is this nice. So I would say encourage anybody that that can come out and see this great tennis facility and the Charger teams, because it sure is a lot of fun. We've also got soccer, baseball, track, debate, lots of things going on, positive things here at Heritage Hall, and we're going to sign off for today, and thank you guys for tuning in.